I wanted to start with the title of the brand new album, Kairos, which is a Greek term. What was the inspiration behind that title, and what does it mean to the band?
Inspiration was time itself. You know, last year we celebrate Sepultura 25 years of career. You know, we have a symbol of a quarter of a century. In Brazil, we put out our own beer. You know, we did a clothing line, you know, especially for that. So, you know, all the celebrations, and normally you have a tendency to make like a whole balance of your career. You know, you remember where you come from, how we started, and how we used to do things, and etc. Because, you know, you are in that rhythm of life, and you have a tendency to forget that kind of things. You know, so it was cool. You know, the celebration. You know, that kind of going back and make this balance, you know, of our career. And then, you know, we started working on the new album. We did 2 books before, and this time it's almost like as if it was our own book, you know, our own biography, like Sepultura story, Sepultura history, and we are being influenced by that, you know, like by ourselves. Everything we ever did, you know. I mean, why we're still here, you know, 2011, Sepultura is still jamming, new label, new album, you know, going everywhere in the world. And besides all the changes, you know, inside the band, like Max and Igor leave, and managers and record labels, and mainly outside the band, you know, technological changes from fax machines to, you know, computers and mobile, and, you know, vinyl, CD, download, you know, and we're still here, you know, around, besides all this, you know, so it's a great feeling, you know. So I went after different concepts of time, which is something that nobody can define. You know, nobody what time really is, you know, which is amazing, because that drives our life. It's time,
right?
You know? And we don't know what it is,
and it's not something concrete, physical.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's almost like an illusion, really. You know, that we kind of create these calendars, and, you know, we grow old and stuff, and so, you know, I went after to look for different concepts of time, you know, and I found this Kairos, which I thought was an amazing concept, you know, which it's not a chronological
It's not literal,
time.
right? It's not linear, I mean.
Yeah, it's not chronological, like 1, 2, 3, it's like a special moment of opportunity and change, and it's the present, you know, to live the present as much as we can, you know, the now, you know, to be here, really, you know, instead of being, try to revive something that is not there anymore, you know. The past is just a collection of the present, you know. It's like a collection of the nows, and the future is a consequence of now.
Right.
You know, so everything is connected to this moment.
Right,
you know?
right. So it's an illusion, but we're very much locked into it. So,
exactly. Yeah. I mean, everybody believes in the same illusion, and we're here.
And we know we're going in one direction, to the grave. But
yes.
You know, look at your body, the gray hairs and everything, and the hair growing and everything, and you know it's moving. But speaking of that, recently I was talking to Dan Loker, Brutal Truth, and he said, you know, early on when they were working with Earache and they're at 92, you know, he said this was at a time when moving a few hundred megabytes of information was a huge hassle from one computer to the other. Now you know, send gigs, like, you know. But if you go back to 80s and 90s metal, you get a clear sense of anxiety over technology and the feeling of the world coming apart, chaos AD. What's your perspective on that after having been around the world? Now we're almost 20 years later, you know, you're 25 years into it, on the state of disorder in the world right now.
Well, just like a lot of confusion, you know. I mean, for instance, this concept of time, you know, which is not really, you know, there's not a concept for it. You know, we think we know what it is, but you know, many things in life we know.
Right.
You know, a lot of different concepts of creation and religion and politics, democracy, dictatorship, and you know, all that crap. You know, that we because we are weak. You know, human being is stupid. You know, it's ignorant. we don't know nothing about the universe. I mean, we think we know, but probably we know. I don't know 1% of what it is. You know, we have so many theories. You know, about different dimensions, and you see the story, the history line, you know, about Newton and, you know, whatever, Galileo Galilei, about, you know, the ideas of rotation and all that shit, you know, and we're still learning a lot, you know, and all these concepts, it's on the way of our real evolution, you know. That's the main problem, you know. When we still believe in like fucking virgin mothers and resurrection and miracles and you know, divine and stupid shit like that, you know, it's like imagination, you know, and we cannot really grow towards nature. I mean, the human being is part of nature, and at the same time we are protecting ourselves from nature.
Right.
You know, we have shelters, we have you know, clothing, we have everything, but we are a part of nature.
Right.
You know, we should be the opposite. You know, we should interact more with that. You know, use our brain in a much more natural way. You know, concept of money too. It's like, what is money? You know,
right, which is
like,
right, and you know, it's
this is chaos total. You know, that's why, you know, some people really controls the majority, because, you know, they create this concept, and then we have a tendency to believe this is all truth, and you know, and we write our life, you know.
So maybe we shouldn't be afraid, you know, with this global economic catastrophe that we're supposed to be experiencing right now. Maybe it's an opportunity to do away with.
I think we shouldn't be afraid to speak, you know, to speak up. I cannot say whatever I want anywhere. I can't, because otherwise I could be persecuted, or you know, lawyers, or even death threats and stuff, because they're stupid.
Or
there's not really a healthy field, you know, for discussion, you know.
Or even treasonous or terrorism, or, you know, now.
Yeah, now, you know, used to be communist, now it's terrorist. It's you know, it's just like different targets or different names for enemies that, you know, could keep their balance, so to keep that fear factor, you know, around, so it's much more controllable, etc. But you know, there's a lot of people. They have so many different ideas. You see, by different cultures. You know, we have the privilege to travel the world. You know, Sepultura goes everywhere.
I was going to ask you, Dubai, Philippines,
Cuba,
India recently, Cuba,
South Africa, Morocco. You know,
wow, a long time ago, Indonesia, back in '92.
Yeah, everywhere.
How does that open your thinking?
Well, we see, you know, we are the same, but we are different, and that's the beauty of it. You know, because there's people that dress the way differently, and they eat stuff differently, and you know, when you go there, you have a tendency to understand why they do that, you know, and respect that. You know, we have, you know, we have to understand and try to, you know, to see the cause effect, why that happened, and then you understand. You know, it's like and then you're not afraid of it. You know, like the phobias, you know, the phobias like racism and homophobias and all that phobias. You know, that the stuff that I don't know this. It's like kind of a dark place. You know, that you don't really see, and you know, don't know what's going on. But as much more information and education, more light. You know, and more you see, and more you respect. You know.